right, it's time for the VooDoo Chef podcast, where we will discuss all things voodoo from the VooDoo Studios located right here in beautiful Tampa, Florida. So to all my booties out there, if you're looking for nothing but a good time, this is the place to be. Call your friends, knock on the neighbor's door, and let them know it's time to party like a rock star for the next hour. Join me and my guests and learn to VooDoo like we do as we discuss our faves and the voodoo that we use. I'll put our guests on the spot as we ask for their top 3, and make sure and listen as we discuss some of our favorite war stories from the kitchens we've worked in. Sit back, grab a tall glass of your favorite libation, and enjoy this episode of the VooDoo Chef podcast. What's going on, Voodies? It's a great night here in Tampa, Florida. The weather is amazing. We got the disco lights going on in the studio here. And we got a lot of things upcoming. First and foremost, this weekend, November 20th. Is that this weekend? Next weekend? Who knows when it is? It's November 20th. I'm going to be at the Oldsmar Ace Hardware doing a couple demos on the, I think, a Blackstone. I think that's what they're giving me. We're going to be doing some smash burgers. Come down. We'll show you how we do, and maybe you can voodoo like we do. Best part about it all, every voodoo product, 20% off. And they have the whole lot there. You know, our boy Sam's getting a little mad jelly. He doesn't want to lose that number 1 slot. But, you know, Oldsmar's right here in our backyard. So if you're out and about, come on down to the Oldsmar Ace Hardware and check us out. If you can't make it to the Ace Hardware, you can grab all the voodoo products at VooDooChef.com. And you can also find all of our calendars there. We will also be on December 1st. You're going to get the whole team. You got myself. We're bringing along Big Eddie C. Couldn't do a podcast without him. And he's popping in right now. So we're going to bring him in just a second. And Spider. And we're going to go out and we are going to be at the Fat Rabbit Irish Pub. Hanging out with our boy Cole. A few surprises. And we might have a few surprises for him. Cole said I could actually jump in the kitchen and cook him a little something. So maybe we make him a nice double hand drip and let him see what the voodoo's all about. Big Eddie C, what's going on, man?
Peace and love, metal, and fuck you. All that stuff. So.
Dude, you're all laid up again, man. I'm starting to worry about you.
I'm going to be an invalid for a little while, but, you know, sometimes you got to get through what you got to go through, I guess. I don't know. That's
it, man. And, you know, that's every day. We've already got people checking in. It's a great podcast here. We got Tony checking in with the big rock star post. Tony, what's going on with you, man? You are the rock star, brother, and we appreciate you checking in. Can't wait. Maybe a little sneak peek here. Maybe we'll see you out on some of those parade routes. Who knows, my friend? Who knows? If you are just checking in, thanks for checking into the VooDoo Chef podcast. We are here every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And you can find us at VooDoo Chef 13. You can find us at Erik Youngs 13 and on our YouTube channel, YouTube, whatever, VooDoo Chef. No matter which platform you're checking us out on, make sure you like and follow. And if you like hanging out with us every week, put some comments out there. We'd love to see them. We appreciate everybody commenting in the taskbar while we're live. And keep it up. We'll try to answer as many questions as we can and give shout outs as they come in. Jen checking in, Carl checking in, VooDoo Ambassador Carl Miller from Silver and Smoke Barbecue. And it's going to be a great night, Big Eddie C. I think we were just talking a little while ago. It's a beautiful day out, man. Did you get to experience any of that beautiful weather?
Oh yeah, I was at Leto High School today, and so when I work there's 2 different labs that I visit. So what I do is I spend about half the period in one, half the other. So I've got to walk in between them, and it was just beautiful out all day. I mean, it warmed up a little, but still, it was like there was never a point where you were sweating. Anybody who was outside sweating, like they were working too hard. So it was just great, man. It's like I'm hoping these days are here to stay for a few months because, you know, it's a great time to to get outside. And
absolutely. And of course,
I know why you don't watch the news, because the more you do, yeah, everything sucks or something will piss you off. And so, of course, every fucking silver lining has a fucking cloud for these guys. And so they were talking about COVID potentially rising up again in certain places because it's going to be cold and people are indoors. No, it's not. Not in Florida. I mean, even when it is cold, people still go out to places like in downtown and the Riverwalk and Sparkman and Armature Works. They just put shit on and sit by the fire. Nobody's going outside here. There's not going to be like big gatherings. So it's like, fuck you. Maybe in somewhere like Vermont, but
and all you haters that are going to dog us for putting on the propane lamps in the fire pits when it's 70 degrees outside, piss on you. You know you're mad. Right. We can still go outside. What about you?
I know. I mean, not my fault. You had to live somewhere where there's like snow drifts up to your ass. Fuck off.
I talked to IFA the other day, and I'm like, "How's it going, man?" He goes, "It snowed yesterday," and I'm like, "Dude, that's awesome." He goes, "No, it's fucking not." It's not. I mean, what the fuck you want me to tell you? Move. Come back to Florida. Yeah. You know, what's that Bowling for Soup song? Come back to Texas. Come back to Florida, man.
Everybody I've ever known that's moved down here from snowy places, my college roommates, hope they're somewhere out there, Mark and Frank, they were from Buffalo, and they used, as soon as it started snowing in Buffalo,
Mark and Frank.
Yep. They would always call somebody like, "What are y'all doing?" And of course, they were inside. They're like, "I'm outside by the pool," and hang up. You know, but the one time they said they were off from school for 2 weeks when they were kids back in like the 70s, 80s. And I said, well, that must have been great. And they were like, no, dude, it sucks because everybody's home. You're home with your fucking family. Everybody's on everyone's nerves. You may or may not have power. So, you know, if you don't, you're stoking the fire. You're listening to the radio. You're playing board games like chess and Risk and shit, and just ready to fucking go out of you're out of your skin. You want to just kill everybody. So I thought, well, damn, talk about, you know, pissing on the parade. But that's the reality when it gets that bad. And, you know, people I knew from New York City said, ugh, snow there was gross because it wasn't white and pretty like out of a fucking Christmas card. It was muddy and it would get all over your shoes and shit. It was just fucking terrible. So,
dude. Yeah, I love going to visit. You know, I've got folks up in that part of the world, and I love going to visit. But you fucking go outside to enjoy the snow, and you come in and you're soaking fucking wet. You know,
I'm going to have to quote you. Sometime back, I was listening on the radio, and our man Ian Beckles, I'm still going to whip your ass in a spelling bee. They were talking about players coming here, and he said, "Dude, this is paradise. You know, you don't get it." So. It really is. I mean, there's very few days here, other than sometime in the summer when it's just blazingly hot. You're just like, ugh. But even then, it's not miserable because it's sunny and you go outside and you feel good. So there's not that many days we have here that are just horribly dreadful. I mean, they're just not. You count them on one hand.
Absolutely. And Big Eddie C, we've got the posing question out there. Derek Wally is missing your tiger stripe pillow.
Oh, it's here, guys. I just didn't I didn't stick it behind me. It's under my arm. You know, I got with what's going on, something's biting. My spine is biting on a nerve, and it's running in my left leg. So I always got to fuck with pillows and shit, like where they are, behind my head, under my knees, under my arm. And right now I'm comfortable. I'm not pain free, but you know, it's like a 1. So I don't feel so bad. But no, the tiger stripe pillow, it's still there. The cheetah underwear, it's there. Don't worry.
Well, Big Eddie C, like always, man, I've got the cure for what ails you, my man. For medicinal purposes only.
And, I was going to open up a good beer tonight, but I don't know, man. I just wasn't really feeling it for a beer. I'm going to try to do that certainly over the Thanksgiving break. They're going to get open. It's going to happen. Hopefully, maybe next time we do a podcast, whenever it is, I'm going to open up one that is whiskey barrel aged.
Maybe we could sneak that to our our event at Fat Rabbit, and you can let me have a taste of that.
I would definitely do that. So
I'm sure Cole wouldn't mind.
No, he'd probably come over and have to have some shit. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great night. That's December 1st.
Oh yes,
at Rabbit Irish Pub. So if you're out on that side of the world, make sure you stop out and say hello to us. And Spider will be joining us that night, so it's going to be a nice little event. And
awesome.
And this time we're going live, guys. No, none of that faux cheesy where we had to record it and we're just holding on to that for a rainy day, like I don't know, maybe next Tuesday. Might not be raining, but it is vacation for me and Big Eddie C. So
yeah,
that might be a night off for us, buddy. Hey, I know this is going to come as a surprise to you, but somebody pissed me off today. I know, right?
Well, I never.
So I always get my news from you during the Big Eddie C's weekly pop up, but I wanted to ask some questions because people tell me that I tend to not see the shady side of shit. I see it, but I don't want to live it, I guess. I don't know, because I know it's there.
You compartmentalize it. It's what we all got to do. I mean, it's the only way you can survive and be normal.
Our boy Ted Ramsey had a wonderful life lesson when we would talk about, the school district and the choices they were making and all these things. A little sidebar, I'm just noticing the last bass I bought, man, it's got a pretty nice little paint job on it. Never really noticed it till now. But Ted Ramsey tells me, talking heads don't make sense. And
Ted had a way, man. God, I miss that guy. I'll tell you.
Well, if you're up in North Carolina, I'm sure you could go find him sitting in a bar somewhere, drinking some beers and listening to a guy play a guitar, because that's what he wanted to do when he retired, and God bless him. I think he did it.
I'm eternally jealous.
So I found out today, you and I work for the school district, and I say I hate teachers and all this, and we all know if I really hated my job, I'd take my own advice and replant. If you're not happy where you're at, find a fucking new goddamn garden. But I do believe there's challenges in the way we do work, and like everybody at their position. But we work for Hillsborough County Public Schools. I learned today that the city of Tampa might be opening a culinary school. Exactly. So huge fan of Jane. Love Jane. The mayor of Tampa, huge fan. And I'd like to think she's a huge fan of the VooDoo Chef and the VooDoo Chef Foundation. She has participated in the celebrity cook-off for VooDoo Chef, helping us raise money for scholarship. She's doing, my opinion, great things here in Tampa. Love her. But when I heard that there was the conversations about the city of Tampa opening a school, not just opening a school, but opening it within a mile of the culinary program I run, it just got me thinking. Now, of course, the thought is we want to give everybody an opportunity. And I hate when people say this. So all of you people that say this, just a big fuck you to right now. College isn't for everybody. So we need to have some trades in place. You know what? Let's go back to my K-12 teachers that I hate so much. I'll take my trades people over a lot of those people any day of the week. I just had to pose the question, and I did it out loud. I'm not the guy to hold my tongue. Why are we going to open a program less than a mile away from an existing program? Why are we not going to invest in working together to create a bigger, better school district that encompasses the city of Tampa, rather than build another program and cannibalize on what we're already trying to do? Big Eddie C, maybe you can help me make sense of this.
I don't know. It's kind of funny. You used the same word that I was just thinking in my brain, cannibalize.
We tend to do that a lot.
Because if there was enough, if there was like this extraordinary amount of demand where both could be supported, that's all fine and dandy, but not when they're right next to each other. I mean, this isn't like, it's not like Burger King and McDonald's who always seem to build within a rock throw of each other. It doesn't, given the present circumstances, I don't see that as a sustainable business move for anybody. It just, it doesn't sound well thought. Like,
well, I don't even want to get into how's it going to be accredited. I don't even want to get into all that. But how's it going to be accredited? When we take a look at the money involved in opening a culinary program, if you were to take a look at the district's programs, they got to be dropping $1 million into the new culinary facilities that are being put up in the schools. Easy. Just renovations. Renovations to an existing building. The gas line, I believe, was $78,000 to run. My hood system is that we need to install is, I want to say, $138,000.
Mackerel.
When we talk about simple things like, refrigeration, my walk-in cooler was upwards of $60,000 to $80,000. So, when we're talking about the money that's going to be dropped in to put in a kitchen that's going to be done right, we're talking a lot of money. And if the city is going to come up with that funding, again, why aren't we not working in conjunction with the school district? And even if we focus on the schools that fall within the city limits, why are we not doing that? Why are we not finding a partnership that way? Sure. And if we know the next argument, right, Ed? Who's going to fund it? Well, the city's not funding it. Who's funding it? Business partners.
Right.
So now let's talk about that angle. Well, business partners are going to fund it. Well, my next question is going to be, who are those business partners? And are we teaching culinary, a trade? Or are we teaching the skill sets that these business partners are looking for so they can hire from this school? Because then it doesn't become a city project. It becomes a private industry project.
Yeah.
And we all know that the city just doesn't do things like that. I mean, if the city were to get into bed with businesses and things like that, I mean, just think what type of stadium the NFL team. Oh shit! Wait, fuck. All right, take the NFL out of it. I mean, if the city did things like that, I mean, just think they'd be probably hunting down the Rays and trying to keep them in town. Oh wait, we're fucking doing that too, aren't we?
Well, yeah, but now, like with that, they're kind of half throwing in the towel and saying, even if we build a smaller Rays stadium, they're probably going to want to go to Montreal for half the year. But it's going to be the back half when it's the rainy season here. And why would they do that? Because we're not going to build a domed or retractable roofed stadium. That's $2 billion. That's almost double the cost of what they're looking at now. I think that whole thing is fraught with peril in a lot of ways because, if you work in Canada and Quebec's got the highest taxes of any of the Canadian provinces, I can't imagine players wanting to go over there and do that unless they're going to get paid more. And we all know the Rays don't pay anybody. So there's got to be a radical reconfiguration of their business paradigm. I don't see it.
I was just fucking around about the Rays because we all know we're going to support them. I mean, we all know we're going to try to support things that are going to generate revenue in the county, in the city. But God dang it, if we're truly going to invest in our future, let's really invest in our future and not have it business driven. Let's fucking work with the school district and let's partner up and let's do some badass things. I'm on board to be the first one on that committee. And I can't believe our school board isn't fighting that same thing. And God bless them. I love those people. They have a thankless job like a lot of us do who are in education. And they're doing the best they can. But this is something I think that needs to be talked about and really brought to the forefront. And I asked them, what population are they going to serve? Oh, everybody. So same population. So, what are we doing? Let's just shut down the district. Let's,
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hey, I don't know if you saw over here in the line, one of our longtime buddies, my boy Alex, telling me to preach. And what that really means is shut the fuck up, dude. And I get it now. We all know I'm gonna say what I feel, and a lot of times it's before I do any of the research on the subject. But I'll be the one to tell you. I'll come back and tell you if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no shame in that. I mean, it
No,
happens.
no, I just it got me real frustrated to the point where I've been thinking about this all day, and my wife, she's like, oh no, don't do it, because you're gonna be like cussing everybody and going into your little you. But when real situations happen, it's just the reverse. We hit that calm, and we should be able to sit down and talk about it and have a real conversation. It's when people are just fucking stupid and assholes. That's when I start dropping the F bombs. And we got a lot of those people too, Big Eddie C. But let's give a big shout out to my man Al. I don't know what's going on. Al's been posting some pictures in and out of life. And I'll tell you what, Al, if you want to come in and join us on the podcast, you just drop it in that line right there. You say, you don't even got to drop it. I think I can work a magic button here. Oh, no, that was the old streaming system. You know what? I'm just going to send you an invite. And if you want to join us and hang out for a hot minute, Al, come in and hang out and play with us. We could talk about old times and just have some fun, man.
Oh, yeah.
So, Big Eddie C, I will get off the soapbox of this issue, but it just really pissed me off, man. I'll shut up, man.
Yeah, I think the situation's still evolving. So it sounds like what you think you know today could be completely different in a day or a week or a month.
I'm going to be the asshole and say that's every situation. It's always evolving and always growing. And I'm happy that I became aware so that I could have the conversations and make some statements and hopefully be heard. But I think we got bigger issues than, not everybody's going to go to college. And again, if you're one of those people that says that, shut the fuck up. Because, college isn't the be all end all. And, I know some people who got that nice little piece of paper that are stupid as shit. And I know some people who went to trade school or went straight to the world of work that are equally as dumb, but it works on the other end of the spectrum too. I remember there was a gentleman, he went to school for this and that, and, got his business degree and then back-ended it with some culinary, and he was running a pretty large company. And we served on a couple restaurant-related committees, boards together. And he looked at me one time and says, now I'm already in education at this time. He says, you have no idea what I go through on a daily basis. Rah, 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 rah. If you had my job, rah, rah, rah. I said, motherfucker, I worked your job. I worked your job fucking, and I was younger than you. I left industry when I was 27, did your job. I challenge you to come fucking do mine because you couldn't. You fucking couldn't.
Yeah,
I know you couldn't. So, shut up. And we all know the old saying, right? Big Eddie C, those who can't do, teach. Right? Fuck all y'all.
I don't think most people know how many plates we got spinning at once, and it takes a while before you could do it without busting your ass.
And then we got to add the ending to that. Those who can't teach, Jim. And speaking of teach, let's bring in my fucking history guru, Mr. Alex Collazo. What's going on, old man?
Hey.
Not much, brother. Not much. Enjoying life here.
Hey, before we start rapping, I'm going to tell my favorite Alex Collazo story. So I got this addiction, and I don't know I don't know why. I don't know where I got it from, but I have a real bad addiction. We all know that you've seen ladies sit with their legs crossed like this at the ankle, but dudes kind of bend their knee and put it up on the other knee like this. And I have this addiction when I see somebody sitting like that with their leg up crossed over like this to come over and push their leg off. And I don't know where I picked it up and I don't know why I picked it up, but it's like the best thing ever because no matter what anybody does, they can't stop it and their foot just fucking falls to the floor. Alex hates this. Hates it like nobody's business. And he told me one time, dude, if you do it to me again, I'm going to kick you in the cojones. And we were sitting around what I call our office. We used to sit at one of the Outback tables at Chamberlain. We all sat there. And I was leaning back in two legs on my chair like a fucking little kid. And Alex had his foot crossed. And so I just reached up with my toe and pulled his heel so that his foot fell. Yeah, but in the same motion, that fucker kicked my chair out from underneath me. And I fucking ate it. Do you remember that, old man?
Oh, man, I remember that.
And funny thing is, you hear all the commotion and ruckus, and you see, fucking 200-300 plus pounders, fucking me falling on the ground, chair noises, ow, fuck you. People are getting up and we're laughing, because we think it's funny as shit.
God.
But Big Al, what's going on with you? I got two of you guys laying in bed, like Grandpa Joe and Grandpa Josephine, or Grandpa George and Grandpa Joe. What's up?
You want the whole story? You have time?
So give us the Reader's Digest, because we've got other people checking in allegedly, and we still got to get to the big Eddie C pop up. What's going on, man?
Well, as of December 9th, right, I had a bad fall at work. I fell. I kind of damaged myself a little bit. And that's the last day I was at work, December 9th of last year.
A year ago? Oh, wait, because it's not December yet. Never mind.
I was forced to retire in May. And that's my story. I've been going to the hospital in and out. I had surgery done to bring circulation to my foot. And that's about it, man. Right now I'm going through oxygen therapy. They put me in an oxygen tank. And I'm there for 2.5 hours a day. So,
wowzers, man.
Jeez, I ain't gonna bitch anymore about my leg issues. Shit.
Now, Al.
Yeah.
You know I love you, right?
I know.
Have you tried this to help with the pain?
Nope.
I might have to get you a bottle.
I won't drink it, so I'll just send it right back.
Oh, buddy, I know. I'm just teasing you, man. You know I want nothing but the best for you. Family's all good?
Yeah, everyone's good. Everyone's good.
Well, good. Make sure they're taking care of you and keeping you healthy and safe. And Glenn Wiggins checking in saying keep grinding through it. Most definitely, man. You gotta make certain persevere. That's nothing that we're gonna let anything beat, man. So I got more for you, buddy, because we all know we got more Al stories. Do you remember we told this story last week, and I know she's watching. So do you remember when we were in Nashville?
Yeah.
So do you remember when we asked Jen to bring us fucking crystals, and that heifer only brought us like a 4-pack to split?
Yep.
What the fuck, man?
And Tommy wanted some. I said, "What? Get the heck out of here, man!"
He didn't want to spend any money. He didn't want to spend any money because he'd get ratted out because the notification would go to his wife that he spent money.
Oh my God!
So that's the same trip. We walked down to whatever the street's called where all the bars are.
Beale Street.
What is it?
That Beale Street's in Memphis, right?
That's Memphis, I think.
I don't know Nashville.
The official name is that street where all the bars are. So we walk. Our hotel's like 2 blocks off the path, and Al and I don't want to fucking walk, but we were hungry, so we walked over to that street, and Tommy goes with us. We get barbecue, Tommy got chicken fingers because he don't eat a damn thing. And it's like as soon as that card swiped, he gets a text message. What are you spending money on?
Oh my God.
And he had to go back to his room and eat alone, man. And then Al went back to his room, and I hung out with Marsha Masher and having a beer, watching a band play for a little bit. That was a great trip, man.
Was that a good trip? One of those trips? Didn't you tell me you met Tommy Shaw of Styx?
Yeah, Al just posted that picture.
Yep.
Yeah.
Al said we were talking music, but Al, I don't know if you remember, you and Tommy Shaw were talking education for a long time.
Yes, we were. Yes, we were.
Wow. You were talking about Florida, and he was talking about California. Yeah, that was a great trip, man.
It sure was.
So Al, are you able to go out? Are you moving, shaking? Are you mobile?
I gotta use a walker to walk around. So
that's all right.
Let me see it there. No walker in the picture. Okay. But yeah, I mean I just live my day by day at home. So my dog.
You got to get to a point where you can come out and hang out with us, buddy.
Well, as long as you have a wheelchair, you know what I mean.
We'll get you a lark, man.
Mm.
We'll get you a lark, my friend.
Mm.
So, Al, you let me know when you're good to go. We'll catch a coffee. I may or may not sneak a little hooch into mine, but why should today be any different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no surprise here.
Exactly. But dude, I'm glad you checked in, man. I'm glad I'm seeing you, brother.
So,
hey, I have a fun question because I know you know. So I had to come home by your house the other day. I was out at the Temple Terrace Golf Club. You know, one of our former students is the chef out there. So I went out to say hello and hang out for a little bit. Real nice club, real nice restaurant. But on the way home, I'm coming up Bush. What the fuck is that big ass barbecue place right by the railroad tracks?
I think it's not a barbecue. I think it's what you call it. It's a buffet.
No, it's like a semi truck, and it looks like a big barbecue smoker.
Huh?
It's on your side of Bush.
Oh, that's new to me.
Well, fuck, I'm gonna have maybe we'll meet there because that's just a couple blocks from the house. Maybe we'll meet up there. I'll buy you some barbecue. We'll do a live cast and talk about how good it is. Oh man! All right, Al. We got to get on to the Big Eddie C weekly pop up. You want to hang out?
No, I gotta go. We gotta go. So, but I do. It's good to see you both, gentlemen.
Hey, much love, man. Anything you need, I'm just a phone call away, brother.
Send me some spices. That's it.
Text me your address.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. You don't know my address?
I'll get to your house, bitch. Come on, lay off me.
Man.
I could drive there. Go across the track. As soon as you cross the tracks, take the left. You go down, take a right. Cross from you got the big, orange trees across the street from you.
Not no more, man. There's 3 houses there, so.
Oh my
Holy
goodness.
Shit. Fuck, property value's going up, man. Well, dude, hit me up. Text me your address. We'll send you some fucking seasonings. And come back next week, old man.
Okay, I will. I will, man.
All right, man.
Gentlemen,
much love, Al.
It's always good seeing you two. Always good seeing you.
Take care, brother.
See you, buddy.
All right.
Man, that was flashback from way back, man. That's our partner in crime back at Chamberlain days.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I hopped in the Doc Green DeLorean and went back a while, man.
How many gigawatts were you traveling there, buddy?
Oh,
dude, we got so many fucking stories. I'm 6'7", 240. I'm 6 feet tall. I probably weigh about 315 pounds. Al is probably 6'4". I'm gonna guess 340. Gary Jones, I'm gonna guess is like 6'8", and closer to 400 pounds. And there was a day that we had like a half day or an exam day or something. And it was buy a Big Mac, get a Big Mac for a penny. And that's Al's favorite time of year. So he's like, come on, Youngs, let's go down and get some Big Macs. And I'm like, all right. And he goes, all right, call Jones. Now, for those of you taking score at home, Big Eddie C is one of the few people that I will drive in the car with. I don't get in the car with people. I drive. And it's not because I'm afraid of how people drive. I get car sick, and I don't want to get sick in somebody's car. So I tell Al, all right, man, we'll go, but I got to drive. And Al's like, motherfucker, you drive a damn beetle bug. So you got me, Al, and Gary Jones pulling up at the McDonald's in a beetle bug.
Oh, my God.
We pull up, and we're getting the little Snickers. And then, you know, I'm nobody. I'm not intimidating. I'm a piece of garbage. But I get out of the car, but it's not what people expect when I get out of the car.
No shit.
And Al gets out of the other side. And then we moved the seats because Gary had to sit in the back. And then Gary gets his big ass out, dude. It was like a clown car.
That was definitely a clown car. Fucking Barnum and Bailey should have called.
The joke was on the fucking axle and tires, man, because that shit had to be alive.
Yep, those shocks were going. Oh no! Oh, holding on for dear life like a anklet on a fat kid, man.
Dude, man, you fucking talking about an anklet? You know, the auditory learner. I start picturing that shit. I was visiting a culinary school one time, and I was with another chef, and that other chef is just like a cynical motherfucker, dude. He's one of those people that you're like, it's like hanging out with you, Ed. You know, you love hanging out, you love hearing what they say. You just hope everybody else doesn't hear what they say, right?
Yeah, I've had a few moments like that.
Yeah, Bill and I were talking about it the other day, man. You know, it's one of those things. Yeah, we got to do it again. Yeah, no, maybe not. So I'm standing, and here's this chef, and I got no room to talk. But he's like, you know, Gordon Ramsay wears those chef coats really tight, right? And this chef, he's bigger than me. And he's got on this tight-ass fucking chef coat. And you know our chef coats are double-breasted, right?
Right, yeah.
So I'm standing next to this fucking highly renowned chef. I mean, you drop his name and people know who the fuck he is. And he's like, and I'm not going to say the other chef's name. He goes, look at him over there. Look how tight that goddamn coat is. And then he takes his coat and he goes like this. And he pulls it like this. So the buttons go zigzag. He goes, can you hear those buttons screaming? He goes, you better protect your eyes. One of them might fly off. Dude, this is like fucking, I look at this guy and I'm like, dude, how the fuck am I hanging out with you?
Yeah.
Right? And then top it off, you're talking the best shit I've heard in a long time.
Oh my God.
Oh man. No, I won't tell you his name, but he does have the best fucking barrel laugh ever. So all you chefs out there, if you can figure out who the fuck I'm talking about, power to you. Big Eddie, man, enlighten me. Tell me what is going on in our world, because we all know I fucking hate the news. It's on in my house fucking almost all day, but I just kind of fade in and out and wait for fucking the family Chantel to come on. Not really. That kind of slipped. That really doesn't happen. But you got to enlighten me, so I have some shit to talk about at work, man. What's going on in the world? Give us Big Eddie C's weekly pop-up.
Okay. Remember, I always keep it to 4 topics. Okay. We'll start with sports. Okay. Bucks didn't play so well on Sunday, but the good news is they're still in first place because just about everybody else lost in that division too. So we got time.
We lost.
We did lose. It was terrible. So, you know, other sports in the area, the Lightning are starting to get on a roll. Anybody, if you got the Chick-fil-A app on your phone, if you check in on a home game night and they win between the end of the game and midnight, actually it's about 30 minutes after the game ends and midnight, you get a free Chick-fil-A sandwich the next day. It'll load to your app and then you just scan it. That's a nice little Benny right there.
No shit.
Yep.
Anytime they win?
Anytime they win at home.
Can I switch it for a mac and cheese?
Somehow I doubt that, but if you go inside and you're nice, maybe they will. I don't
Are
know.
you allowed to go inside Chick-fil-A now?
Yeah.
Man, last time I went there, Marie's like, just go through the drive-thru. And I'm like, dude, I got to pee really bad. I'm going inside. And you couldn't go inside.
Oh, no, they've opened up inside. I mean, I think they just kind of,
that's right. We live in Florida. That's right. We live in Florida. Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody else that's in some place where they're kind of like East Germany, fucking East Berlin, Stasi, I don't feel sorry for you. Yeah, you got choices. So there's that. And then earlier this evening on the news, Kevin Cash of the Rays won the American League Manager of the Year.
Wait. What was it? What's his name?
Kevin Cash.
He won like that. That would be like head coach?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Manager of the Year. And for the Rays to do what they did, even though they kind of went out early in the playoffs, to win 100 games and with the second lowest attendance in baseball and probably the lowest payroll, that takes some magician shit, man. I mean, that's like cooking a gourmet meal, and about the only thing you were allowed to grab is some shit off one of the aisles in 7-Eleven. I'm not going to knock 7-Eleven because when I was 17 years old, every night I used to eat a fucking chili cheese dog, a bag of chips, a Slim Jim, one of those frozen like cookie ice cream things.
Oh yeah, like a Chipwich and shit.
Yeah, it was. That's what it was. It was a Chipwich, and also a bottle. And I remember I used to buy it because for some reason I liked it of New Coke. Okay,
wow,
and that's
a long time ago, dude.
Yep, and that meal of the dog, the chips, the Slim Jim, the ice cream, and the soda came to exactly, and this is in $1985, $7 even.
Dude, that's sad. Only Big Eddie C would know that.
Let me tell you, that was a hell of a meal. I wish I could still eat like that. Oh my God in heaven.
But you know what's funny is we used to eat at the 7-Eleven and the Circle K like once a week.
Oh God.
Our band would rehearse, and 1 mile one way was the Circle K, 1 mile the other way was the 7-Eleven. And, we would go in there, and Chemo was the brain. Chemo would get the nachos and build a salad on the other side of the compartment. So he got the nachos and a salad. Smart man.
Oh, my God.
And we used to stand outside and eat right outside the 7-Eleven or the Circle K, whatever the name of the other place is.
Oh my God.
Funny thing is, one day, guess who stood out there and talked to us for a pretty hot minute?
Who's that?
Fucking Leroy Selman. He
Wow.
pulled up and we just started shooting the shit and talking to him. It's pretty cool, man.
That is awesome.
Cool. And I got to pay notice to Jen's comment here that the amount gets smaller every time we tell the story. You're probably right, Jen. It does. But in reality, you brought us some French fries and a chicken nugget. But no, I'm kidding. Just the fact that you thought of us meant the world. But it's just fun to poke and rib because we would both eat 12 crystals like nothing, or White Castles, whatever. All right, Big Eddie, I digress. Let's go.
No, that's okay, because now you got me on the 7-Eleven thing. I was back home one time from college, and I went out with a buddy of mine, and I've always been kind of like the designated driver, but I think what I recognized what it was like back then, though, I didn't really like the beer that we had because there wasn't craft beer, and I couldn't drink Budweiser, so I didn't have a problem driving around if everybody else that was with me was hammered. So one of my buddies, it's like 3-4 in the morning. He's like, I'm starving. We got to stop somewhere. So the only place that's open at that time in Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie was 7-Eleven. So we go rolling in there. And I don't remember what I got. But he rolls over to the nachos, and I'm sure they were probably pretty fucking stale, okay? At that time of the morning, you ain't getting fresh, okay? So I watch him, and he goes and he opens up that clamshell container. And for somebody who's like incoherently hammered, he's got this intense focus. And he opens up the clamshell. He puts half the chips on one side and half the chips on the other. And each side, he just plungers full of chili and cheese, each side. Then he closes it and flips it. So the top, he opens that up, chili and cheese, and then flips it over and chili and cheese on that whole thing. And
dude, you gotta layer the nachos. You have to layer them.
Well, he did kind of layer them. There was a gigundous middle layer and then shit on the top. So even the kid behind the counter was cracking up. And my buddy, he says to me, he says, "Come feel how heavy this is." He's so proud of it. And the thing weighed, it was like a bowling ball, man, 14 pounds. So I'm driving him home and I'm not really watching him, but I hear him eating, and it's horrible. It's just the most disgusting noises. I mean, the crunching and the slurping and the stench in my car.
Dude,
and
people make a lot of money doing that on YouTube nowadays.
Oh, I know. If he had done that now, it'd have been
he'd be
15
rich.
million hits. So I look over at him, and he's done eating, and he's kind of giggling, and I notice that there's probably more chili on his face and the front of his shirt than anywhere. And plus the shit's on my fucking dashboard and it's on my door. I was like, motherfucker, you fucking sloppy pig. And I couldn't even really be that mad. So I just took him home and I went inside and got some Windex or some shit and towels and cleaned it off. And I was like, man.
You are too nice, Big Eddie C.
Well, yeah. I mean, what was I going to do? I mean, you got to have mercy on people that are beneath you, and he pretty much was.
So you just characterized me and our boy Greg Baker right there, right?
No, you guys were in better shape than my buddy Chris was. Chris was out of control that night. So,
but dude, when you go, hey Greg, here's your shake, and then 2 seconds later you hear, oh fuck.
It's okay. It was pretty easy to get those stains out of the seat. Some of that little spray shit that you scrub. It was easy. So that's the sports. I mean, there ain't much else. Now, as far as food goes, the big news this week, everybody's just got to stop the presses on this, okay? We're going live, so anybody who's watching, this is your notice. Thursday morning, McDonald's is rolling back prices to Egg McMuffins or on Egg McMuffins to when they started. 63 cents on the app only.
Oh, shit. I don't think they could afford me, dude.
Well, I don't know if they have a limit or anything, because that was the first thing my wife said was like, do they have a fucking limit? Because I would want to get like 4, Like,
dude,
I don't know.
That's great.
That's my awesome day that I walk over to plant for work, and so I eat at home. But, that's the news right there.
That's a great that's the Egg McMuffin is a go-to, man. It's a staple, and it's a great segue. If you're into the breakfast thing, this week on the Halfway Hangout, 5:00 on any of our channels, VooDoo Chef 13, Erik Youngs 13, or YouTube VooDoo Chef, we are doing Eggs Benedict. So we'll do a couple different variations, but we will be making the hollandaise from scratch for all my peeps out there. So if you're into that type of thing, tune in tomorrow, 5:00, right here, wherever you're watching us. And we will be doing Eggs Benedict tomorrow on the Halfway Hangout. And speaking of that, they need to bring back the Egg McMuffin Benedict where they put the hollandaise on it, because that's a shit. And they also need to bring back the little cheap-ass fucking steak ribeye bagel sandwich thing that they lost due to COVID.
Oh, just yeah. McDonald's even had like suggestions because they ain't making any money on this. So they're trying to suggest other stuff you can do with your Egg McMuffin, like put bacon and tomato on it, replace the buns with hash browns, though you can't totally do that because on one side's cheese, and if you try to unweld it, it ain't happening.
Yeah, but there's nothing better than that fake-ass McDonald's government cheese.
Oh, that stuff is fantastic. I almost want to go in there and ask them if they'll just sell me some of that cheese so I can take it home and put it on my own burgers.
Oh, dude. I could probably make that score.
Oh, I bet you could. Yep, you could. So then they also had one that I kind of had already been doing, not so much their way, but they said you get the Egg McMuffin and get a chicken biscuit, put that chicken on there, and then drizzle syrup on the whole thing.
That one doesn't excite me too much.
No, what I get if I go there like on weekends, I'll get a sausage Egg McMuffin and the chicken biscuit, and I'll put the chicken on the sausage Egg McMuffin, and the whole thing. It's a fucking Frankenstein. I still got the Egg McMuffin bottom because that's where the cheese is, but then I put the biscuit on top of that sausage and chicken. That right there man, I'm telling you, Jeff Foxworthy and Larry, the cable guy, could not envision such a more white trash, low rent meal. It's great. And the dogs watch me. Yep. I eat it in bed, and the dogs watch me because inevitably what's going to happen is a piece of that biscuit's going to go boom and bounce onto the bed, and they're just going to race to it. The quickest one wins. It's usually Spencer. So.
And here it would be a shit show, which is, the short shit.
Oh, I love them. They're so fun.
They're pain in the ass, dude. You can have them.
So that's
LD Woodward just checked in, and he did confirm VooDoo products 20% off. And I think that's the entire month of November. Make sure you jump out to any of the Vision Ace hardwares and ask for your VooDoo products. So that's food, Big Eddie. See what's left.
So we got, I'm going to say music and movies. Movies ain't a whole lot because right now the movies that anybody wants to look at are on Netflix, and a couple of them have come out in the last couple of weeks. I have not got around to them, but friends who have enjoyed them. There's Red Notice with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds. It's like some spy shit, so it's probably them mugging and clowning. Something that's easy, 2 hours Chinese food movie. You watch it and you're hungry again later.
So it's a redo of him and Kevin Hart.
It's probably something like that. It's probably not all that different. A couple of my colleagues said they really enjoyed The Harder They Fall. It's a Western. Cast is all black.
I heard that was good.
Yeah, I heard it was a lot of fun. There was some ass kicking and smart ass things, and I'm all for that. Otherwise, we haven't been going to the movies lately. So those are the big ones, the stuff that's been coming on.
Big Eddie C, I actually got movie news, and I've got a movie date.
Uh-oh, what is that?
People used to joke about me and say that I haven't gone to a movie since Star Wars because I don't care about going to a movie. I could watch it at home, rather watch it at home.
Yeah.
But Angelina and I are talking about renting out one of those AMCs like you can do. When the new Scream comes out, because we want to go see it with family and friends down at the theater.
That's the kind of like scary movies, which that one isn't even really that scary. It's more
thriller.
It's a send up of scary movies.
It's a rated R Scooby-Doo.
Right. But that's one of those ones you got to see in a theater. Like the new Halloween, I watched that on Peacock, and it was fine, but I would be a lot more enjoyable in a theater with the energy of a halfway.
Uh-oh. We're hitting that stream break. We have no notifications of low stream, Big Eddie C. Are you with us?
Yeah, we went out there for a second.
Yeah, I didn't get. Normally, I get notifications. I didn't get any. But
there was a scary movie. What's that?
Peacock's a great song by Katy Perry. Not that I listened to her, but anyway.
I never heard it. I couldn't tell you 5 songs by her, but hey.
When she performed it in concert, it was phenomenal. So I hear.
Yeah. Horror movie wise, there was one that just came out. I missed it, and it's going to be on demand soon, called Antlers. And I read the short story that it was from, and it's probably really, really good, but it's dark as fuck. It's bleak. It goes into like Indian mythology of the Wendigo. I'm looking forward to seeing it just because I know it won't be exactly like the short story, but it was very well thought of. And, if you like horror movies like I do that at least have something to them, I'll sit and watch it. So now that brings us to our last category, music. Okay.
I got music news.
Tell us.
I got music news.
Yes.
Our boy Freddie Ordine is finally on Instagram. So if you're out there and you're a huge music fan, make sure you go check out Freddie on Insta. I believe it's FREDDIE _Ordine ORDINE on Instagram. Go check him out. Throw some hearts. Throw some likes. Most importantly, in that little scroll bar, right, VooDoo sent us. Check out Freddie. He's a fucking true rock star. He's
Freddie's
one
awesome.
of the remaining rock stars left. And he lives right here.
Yep. So I don't know if you saw the concert news. Not sure if it would totally be up your alley, but it is up mine. This is a hell of a triple bill coming, I believe, next April. We had already talked about Sammy, but this one, Two of them I've never seen. It's a triple bill of Journey, Billy Idol, and Toto.
Oh, dude, we're fucking there.
I would love to see that because I've never seen Journey. I don't know how. The only bands left that I've never seen out of the Heritage Acts that I really wanted to see is Journey and Deep Purple, and they're both coming. I kind of missed my shot at the Stones, but friends of mine who have gone, other than you, have said, I've seen better.
You know, that's the word on the street, but I've never seen them. So to me, it was the best Stones concert I've ever been to.
There you go. So, yeah, the biggest news of last week, the festival that was in Jacksonville, Welcome to Rockville,
right,
is now officially the biggest rock festival in attendance in the U.S.
So how many people were at that show?
I believe they said 161,000.
Can I ask you a question? How many people died?
Nobody, not a goddamn person that I know of. No, from what I did see of it, because I know out of the 4 nights, 2 of them were headlined by Metallica. I think they did one night, had a night off, and then did another, totally different sets. And one of the other nights was Slipknot, and Corey Taylor did mention something up there about it in a roundabout sense. And he said, this isn't where that happens. We're like family. Somebody goes down, we help them up, basically. And they get pretty violent. I saw them live and was like, Jesus Christ, but that was at the amphitheater, so there wasn't like a big mosh pit. Nobody was getting hurt. They weren't having that shit there.
Right.
But just the fact that he felt compelled to say, look, we expect better. The music might be crazy and violent, but don't hurt somebody in the crowd. Don't do it. Don't flatten each other. Don't rush the stage. So
I don't know all the story. I don't know all the details about Astroville or whatever the fuck it was called.
Astro World, yeah.
But mad props for any musician who's out there throwing that out right now.
Yeah. So Rockville, welcome to Rockville in Jackson. Well, it's not Jacksonville. It's in Daytona at the Speedway.
Right.
They have already announced their headliners for next year because it's 4 nights.
I heard they got 3 amazing bands and Korn.
Yep. There is Korn, Guns N' Roses, Foo Fighters, and Kiss. Kiss headlines the opening night. Yep.
That's awesome. And 161,000, that's mad crazy. I already had somebody text me and say, you've got to go next year because Kiss is playing. And then they said, it was life-changing. Awesome. I don't think a concert would change my life, but I'm sure I'd have a great time.
Well, I got to tell you, I don't know how many of those festivals you've been to. I've been to only a few at the time.
Monsters of Rock.
Monsters of Rock, I wouldn't call a festival as much, but it was. That one wasn't so bad. If you remember back in the late 80s, early 90s, 98 Rock had livestock.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to the very first one. And it was a good time. It was fun, but it was probably more fun in retrospect because 2 days of not bathing and not using the bathroom, I'm too old for that shit.
That's not a weekend?
It was no, it was Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. It was Saturday all day and then Sunday afternoon. But they let you come as early as Friday night.
Yeah, dude, that's not my cup of tea, man.
I don't do camping. I'll do glamping. Give me a fucking hotel.
Absolutely, all day, every day. I bought a tent once, and we were going to go camping, and they said like a month out, we looked at the weather, and they said it might rain. I sold the tent at the garage sale the next weekend, man.
Oh my God, you're too funny.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, I went to Ozfest and Lollapalooza in back-to-back years. I think it was 97 and 98. Went to Lollapalooza and Ozfest, and again, it was fun while I was there, but in retrospect, I was like, "What the fuck was I thinking?"
There's a I'm going to call it a mockumentary. It's not Spinal Tap, but it might as well be. About this guy who like pulled the wool over Lollapalooza's eyes, and he wanted to go on. He created a punk mariachi band, and I've been trying to find the name of the show so I could watch it again because it's that stupid and funny. But But it's like it was all a gimmick. He wanted to be a musician, so he created this fictitious story, got on Lollapalooza. You know, he was on, you know, there's more people at VooDoo Studios than the stage he played on at Lollapalooza. But dude, they do a song and it's like a mock on rock show. Do you want to go to the rock show? You know, that whatever that song is.
Yeah.
But they're saying like, do you want to go to the donkey show? Dude,
oh my God.
It was fucking funny as shit. And at first I'm thinking they're just playing rock show like nothing. And that's right, Dalia, we're drinking Jack. I'm just thinking they're playing rock show, but then all of a sudden I hear and it clicks. I'm like, oh shit, this is stupid. One guy wears a wrestling mask, another dude's wearing a sombrero.
Oh,
and
Lord.
It's a good hour and a half, but I can't remember the name of it. So anybody out there watching, if you know the name of the show I'm talking about, the documentary about the punk mariachi band, fucking hit me up so I could. And they're on iTunes too. I looked it up while we were watching it.
Oh my goodness,
dude, we need a little gimmick like that. We could do that, man.
Oh, we could.
We could so pull it off.
I think so.
We'd be the Uncle Ricos of Lollapalooza.
Oh my God, that's what we need. We need that hair and the mustache to dress like him.
If I would have kept playing, I'd be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude. Hey, I love the big Eddie C's weekly pop up, and I love that you give me all my nonsensical information that I could talk shit about at work. But you missed one concert, man. What's Sunday. This Thursday. Or maybe it's Friday. I think it's Friday. Saliva's playing. And I absolutely love Saliva, and I wanted to go. But then I found out their lead singer is no longer their lead singer. They got a new guy.
Yeah, they've had a new guy for a while.
All love. Don't want to go anymore. The original singer, I think, works for WWE, writing ring entrance music and shit.
Holy shit.
You mean I got you with a little trivia?
You did. I knew they had a different singer, but I didn't know he was, the
old singer.
Wow.
But this Sunday, Night Ranger in a very cool venue at the Harley Davidson, right across from Quaker Steak and Lube. I don't know what it's called.
Oh wow!
But look it up, St. Pete Bike Fest.
I heard about it.
I think tickets are only like $40, and Night Ranger just puts on an amazing show. And in that venue, I can only imagine how fucking cool it will be.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And another show upcoming, Big Eddie C, Grand Funk Railroad. We were just talking about it. I told you I wanted to see them.
I think they're at the Hard Rock, aren't they?
They are, and you got Starship opening up. So,
wow.
Just a great show. I believe that's going to be a great show.
I saw Grand Funk Railroad years back with our buddy Tony at Mahaffey Theater. I told you it was absolutely fantastic. I'd forgotten how many great songs they had. And, there's still 2 of the 3 originals. And even the guys who were the replacements had pedigrees. You got Bruce Kulick.
Exactly.
And then you had Max Carl that played for years with 38 Special. Still has a great voice. I was just like, holy shit, they were killing it live, man. I mean, I was like blown away.
Is it true that after the show you can take pictures with cardboard cutouts of the guys who aren't in the band anymore?
I'm sure that could be arranged. Especially
that. That's a Larry the Cable Guy joke.
At Hard Rock, I'm sure it could happen. It could happen at Hard Rock, dude. And now that sports betting is legal, I'm sure there's nothing off the table.
What does that mean to me? I don't know what that means.
I think they have. You can do it in person there, or they have an app. But you can bet on sports games.
So I can go in there and I can bet on whether or not the Bucks are going to win.
I believe so. Yes.
Huh.
Yep.
Huh.
It's happening,
dude. I talk a lot of shit. I think I've been to the Hard Rock maybe 3 or 4 times in the past lifetime to gamble, and every time is with our buddy El Fuego, Don Barnes, and we sit there and play 21, and he loses a lot of money and spends a lot of money and wins a lot of money, and I'm there with my small time budget compared to those guys, and so I mainly just sit and watch. But last time I was there with him and Todd Stepp, the owner of Stepp's Towing, and these guys are just like big time, and I'm like, why am I sitting here looking like?
It's more fun to watch them than anything, just because, it's like an art. It's better to just observe it than to participate.
Absolutely. Hey, you know what I just noticed, Big Eddie C? I don't know if you noticed what we got on today. No bandana today. We're sporting the new VooDoo Chef lids. Still got the tag on it right here.
Look at that, man! Nice VDC ball cap.
Yeah, it's a nice lid. It's a flex fit, and these are going to be on the website this weekend. It's got the logo here, and then they come in 5 different types. You can get butter, bacon, caffeine, carbs, or bourbon. We have all of them labeled. So those will be up on the website this weekend, along with the butter, bacon, caffeine, carb, and bourbon T-shirt. Nice. I know I've said that before, but like Big Eddie C and I go on vacation starting on Friday, so I'm gonna have a little time to get these up on the website and have them ready to rock and roll. I'm sure we've all seen these, but here's the new T-shirts: butter, bacon, caffeine, carbs, and bourbon. And then, of course, if you're wearing one of these, you're not a foodie. You're definitely a voodie. And those will all be available on the website this weekend. So
very nice.
Big Eddie C, big plans for next week?
No, not being able to bend over much or lift anything kind of limits me, but we're just staying local with family. I'm pretty happy about that. 20-minute drive as opposed to an hour and 15 minutes is a good thing. Going out to St. Pete with family.
I say the same thing every year. I've done a lot of cooking this time of year, but it's generally not been for me. From the time I was probably 16, 17 till the time I was 27, 28, 29, always cooking for other people. Working in the food service industry, that's what we do. We work hard so you guys can hang out and enjoy yourselves. And we would do, 800, 1,200 on Thanksgiving, doing the brunch. So when it comes time to holidays, I rather just make a reservation and sit back and enjoy rather than make a turkey or something else. And I have this conversation with my family every year, and every year we end up making a turkey. And every year we end up going, God, we hate turkey. Why did we make turkey? Because none of us like turkey. Same. We're probably just going to sit home, enjoy family, have a nice little quiet family dinner. But that leads us to our top 3. And, I don't want to say our top 3 Thanksgiving Day dishes because, like anything, it changes. It'll change tomorrow with me because I'll smell something in the kitchen at work and go, fuck, I can't wait to eat that on Thanksgiving. But if we were to hold guns to our head right now and talk about our top 3 Thanksgiving Day dishes, could be a traditional dish, could be something you had in the past. What would they be, Big Eddie C? Starting with number 3. And I know we did this last year. So anybody out there who's going to go back to the archives and go, last year Ed said this was number 2. Fuck off. Wait. Thanks for listening. Fuck off.
On one hand, that's great. On the other hand, kiss my ass and bark at the hole because my top 3 have changed.
And they'll probably change again before Thanksgiving. So as of today, whatever the fuck date it is, God knows I don't know. I swear I almost wrote 2010 on a check today. And for those of you out there who are going like Ed, hey, not good with dates and times. And for those of you out there going, you still write checks? Fuck off.
Yeah.
All right, Big Eddie C, top 3 Thanksgiving dishes. Number 3.
3. Stuffing. I do love me some stuffing. If it's seasoned right, pouring some gravy over it is definitely down by law. But man, that's the only way if you're like me, that's the only way you can eat the turkey is with a shitload of stuffing with it. I mean, if you're going to break it down like in a percentage, 75% of the forkful should be stuffing. The other 25 should be the turkey. Now, the gravy should be covering all of it. So, what's that?
I would have said 75% stuffing, 25% everything else on the plate, leaving turkey at maybe a minimal 5%.
Listen, turkey, the best one I had that we ever had was the biggest fucking pain in the ass to make, and that was a deep fried Cajun bird. And now there's no way I could do it. Now the turkey's cheap, but the problem is you got to do it in peanut oil, and peanut oil is insanely expensive. So no, fuck that. I mean, if I had the time and the money and I was shit hammered, you know what I'd probably do? I'd probably figure out some fucking way to make an injection with butter and Nola, VooDoo Nola, and poke the fuck out of that thing, let it sit overnight, and then rub it with probably dirt, dirty Nola bird, whatever you want to call it, then fucking deep fry it. But it's just the product doesn't justify the effort put into it.
I agree 1,000%. Doesn't matter how hard you work, how much, it's still just fucking turkey to me.
You gotta admit, that's a pretty good fucking idea. Make some sort of an injection with the Nola and then crust that fucker over with dirt. Yeah, bang.
See, we could do that, Big Eddie. See, we could raise the skin, rub the underskin directly on the meat with the butter, which is how I cook a turkey. We could add the Nola, make a compound butter with the Nola, and do that wrap underneath the skin so that we pat the skin back down, let it rest overnight, then fucking dirty up the outside. I don't think we could deep fry it, but we could definitely smoke that bitch.
Oh, yeah. That'd be fucking good.
Oh, that sounds fucking yummy. And as yummy
that might actually be the thing for a turkey or a chicken, man. Shit, I don't know. That
might actually be a thing in my house this fucking week. Only because you said it. And you get the fucking head spin. And ain't nobody gonna fucking eat it in my house. We're gonna look at it and go, hey, that looks great. Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be all over the gram.
It'll be on the gram, and they get the first bite, and in this case, they'll get the last bite. Ain't nobody gonna eat turkey in my house. I don't know why the fuck I'm gonna make it, but I'm gonna make it. We got Jen checking in with her number 3, cranberry sauce or cranberry jelly, and my number 3, I gotta say would be the fucking green bean casserole. And I went to Connecticut's house one time, and fresh green beans, and fuck that. You got to use the shit out of the can. If we're making white trash green bean casserole, let's be real. I buy the very cut
fried onions.
I buy the very cut. I mix in the fucking now. I won't stoop on the soup. I got to buy the Campbell's cream mushroom.
Don't go low rent.
I don't use water in my condensed soup. I use half and half like I do with everything else. I want that 20% fat content. And then I use the dried onions, man. And I'm going to tell you.
Dump them on the top.
Put that shit in the oven and just till it's warm, because I don't need much more than that. And super duper yummy.
Good.
Do you voodoo-fy it? No, I fucking put dust on it, Dust is our everything seasoning. You use it for everything from your scrambled eggs to filet mignon. Brings out that natural flavor of what you're cooking. And that's all the green bean casserole needs. Don't try to get funky with the green bean casserole. That's my number 3, Big Eddie C.
All right. There you
What's
go.
your number 2? Let's give Jen's number 2. Jen threw out stuffing as her number 2. And I did mean to ask you, are you a stuffing or a dressing? Do you actually put the stuffing in the bird, or do you make it outside the bird? Which does Gina do?
The times that we've done it, she does both. She'll do like a big, a 9x13 of stuffing in that, but then she also would stuff a bird, so it's like, I dare anybody to say to her, oh, safety issues, I'll walk right the fuck away.
You don't know how to fucking cook.
No, I'll walk right the fuck away because I don't want to be a witness to a crime.
Exactly.
Because she'll be all over your ass about We were eating it for 30, 40 fucking years. Nobody got sick, so I don't want to hear about poultry juices. Bullshit.
If people at your house are saying that to your wife, they've got to be like rookies to the table. I mean, everybody knows. You just don't say shit like that to Gina.
No, most of the time, my family and anybody who's been here knows don't give her suggestions and don't watch her while she's doing shit. Just
you know what you say to Gina when she's cooking? Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's about it. She don't want to hear it. So,
and yes, please, because she's going to offer you Jack, or at least me.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you got some naysaying to do. You think she's full of shit. Go down the road and tell it to the bartender because nobody else wants to hear it. So,
and the bartender's probably heard it a million times because nobody else gives a fuck.
Exactly.
And Gina doesn't tell you that.
Exactly.
So you know, Big Eddie C, I talked about working in the restaurants for all these years. We used to make. It's one of those things you have nightmares about, right?
Oh God.
When I stopped working at restaurants, I had stopped working since August, and I was no longer working for the restaurants. I woke up on Christmas morning at 6:00, and we weren't even at my house. We were at my mother-in-law's house, and I woke up, and I'm like, oh my God. My wife's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm late for work. I mean, it's one of those things. So, disco lights. The stuffing that we used to make when I worked on the buffet, we actually had to go to Walmart and buy one of those kiddie pools that you see sitting outside. Those plastic fucking preformed hard plastic things that you buy for your kid and you fill with the hose. And
oh my God.
You know, so we would buy one of those and we would mix the stuffing in that. That's how much we used to make. And the recipe called for 2 kids swimming pools.
Oh my God.
And we would be staling bread for fucking a week and just a total ordeal. And ironically, I fucking miss those days. I miss them tremendously.
Oh my God.
But that's how much food we would go through. And then of course, Friday, the traditional turkey and onion omelet. That was my Friday breakfast. All right. So, dude, just keep flapping our gums. We're never going to get the fuck out of here. Number 2, stuffing. Big Eddie C. I don't even remember if you said your fucking number 2.
I didn't. But mine, homemade collard greens. Love them.
Oh.
I know.
Vegetables.
I'm like the only fucking person that eats it, man.
Vegetables. Greens.
Yeah. Love them. That shit. The older I get, the more I love it because I just love bitter things. And collard greens, I miss them the way my dad used to make them. And he really didn't do shit. He just kind of threw them in a pot with a little bit of water and raw bacon and just let it all cook down, man. You know, some people do smoked turkey necks or ham or whatever else. That was pretty much all he did. I think he seasoned it with maybe a little bit of salt. Not sure. I don't think he put butter or anything else in there. I know he didn't do garlic because he didn't like them like a lot of your barbecue places here do, where there's a shitload of either garlic granules or, you know, little tiny minced up garlic. That wasn't his thing. He liked that just earthy, authentic flavor profile, and I kind of do too.
You know, sometimes you just got to let the food do the talking.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to be the star of the show? I mean, and who do you want to be the supporting cast? Because if the main thing is taking a backseat flavor-wise, I don't know. I mean, you do you, but at the end of the day, it's not the dish you started out to cook.
You know, that's a true statement. Sam Malone wouldn't be Sam Malone without Norm, without Cliff, without Diane, without all those people. That's what makes Sam Malone Sam Malone.
That's
you
right.
gotta make the star of the show star of the show.
Yep, you do.
My number 2, mashed potatoes and gravy. And that, just so you know, might not be a Thanksgiving number 2. That might be a life number 2. Because there's nothing that isn't better when you have mashed potatoes and gravy.
Oh my God.
You know, I go through the drive-thru at the Popeyes, don't judge. And I order my spicy tenders and they say, would you like dipping sauce with that? And I say, yes, I would. And they go, what flavor? I say mashed potatoes and gravy. It's that fucking easy, dude. It's that simple, man.
That's
Mashed
awesome.
potatoes and gravy. Not everything is better with mashed potatoes and gravy. Everything.
I do love mashed potatoes and gravy, man.
All right, Jen's number one, since she's playing along on here, squash soup. There's two problems with this. Number one is squash, and number two is soup. Those two words just in my brain don't go together.
It's like teriyaki and asthma, you know.
Oh man, dude, I love you. I love that you want to eat that, and I've actually made squash soup, and yes, I'm just joking. It's one of those things. I'll cook you whatever you want, and it'll fucking taste amazing. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
That's exactly true.
And that's okay. Squash soup, not my thing. Big Eddie C, what's your number one?
Number one? You know, this one it's emotional to talk about. It's my dad's cream corn. And my wife was talking about it the other day. You know, she's like, he told me the recipe 10 times and I just don't, and she tried to make it and we just couldn't do it. I mean, you know, my mom was saying the other day, she said, well, I know what he put in it, but I don't think he ever measured. But he would make that at Thanksgiving. And it didn't matter how much he made. He never made enough because everybody fucking ate that. Like even people that were kind of on the fence would have a spoonful. And then you'd see them like trying to make sure nobody else saw them. And they'd be like, you know, getting another one. It was the one thing that there was never a leftover of. It just didn't exist. And all he really did, he got the corn and I remember he went through it like twice. He'd take a potato peeler, get all the corn off, and then he'd do it one more time to get the last little bits of the milk. And that went in a pan, I think, with just some half and half and maybe a little bit of salt and butter. And that was it. But I've never had it like his, and I'm not sure I will again. You know, my wife is talking about trying this year. And I'll do whatever is necessary. I'll help her shuck the corn or whatever. But, you know, she tried making it a couple of times and she's like, it's good, but it ain't Dave's. It's not my dad's. So I'm just always going to have great memories of that. I mean, whoever tries to make it, my sister-in-law's tried to make it and she was like, fuck it. It's one and done. I can't make it like your dad did. So we'll just savor the memory. That's always going to be my number one, man.
And I think that's the bigger thing, man. I think it's
the family aspect
with it. And, I mean, I think it's safe to say, you know, if you ask anybody who their favorite cook is, mom's going to ring home or some family member is going to ring home with most of us just because it's that nostalgia and family goes with it. And that actually leads to my number one as well. And it's non-traditional. I've already said I don't care for turkey. It's not my thing. But I remember the first Thanksgiving after losing my mom, my family all got together and we did steak and lobster. And because mom always was the one who took care of Thanksgiving, and it just didn't seem right to try and have Thanksgiving or even that we wanted to sit and give thanks at that point. So we just all got together and we had steak and lobster, and it was a great day and it was family. And that's the most important thing about Thanksgiving is giving thanks. And there's a ton to be thankful for, from the simple, you know, Maya Angelou quote of today's a great day. I've never seen it. It's going to be a first to me and it's going to be awesome. And that's, you know, not obviously verbatim, but you know, you get the gist. And there's so much to be thankful for. Family, friends, getting to sit here, hang out with Big Eddie C every Tuesday, talking shit to all you fools that take the time to check in, all you VooDoos out there. And, you know, you got to let people know how grateful you are. And I'm very thankful for you, Big Eddie C. I'm very thankful for my family and all these people who take the time to come listen to us flap their gums. So not sure about next Tuesday. We'll make that a game time decision. But definitely keep your eye out for the VooDoo Chef podcast. Me and Big Eddie C hanging out. Don't forget, this weekend, November 20th, Vision Ace Hardware, doing some double smash patties on the Blackstone. Thanks to my boys at Vision Ace and LD Woodward. If you want to see a specific burger, hit me up. We'll demo whatever the fuck you want us to demo. I don't care. I'm going to be out there anyway. I'll cook what you want. Don't everybody send in your fucking orders. I'll have the choice at the burger menus right behind me. You see it back there, Big Eddie? See?
I do. I see the little sign.
I'll have the badass. No. If you want to learn something, not if you want to eat something, hit me up, and we'll definitely do it. Again, I'll just be thankful you came.
There you go.
But no, and December 1st, man, out with our boy Cole, out at Fat Rabbit Pub. It's going to be awesome, and cooking with us very soon, very, very soon on the Halfway Hangout. One of our oldest friends, one of our biggest supporters, brand new VooDoo Chef ambassador, our main man, Johnny B, from the Johnny B Show. Ooh. And when we log out tonight, make sure you go over to 102.5 and hit him up today. Dallas Marcellus, great to see you checking in. Unfortunately, it's time for us to check out. Big Eddie C, man, until next time, much love, my friend. We'll see you next time.
Amigo.
Podcast.